If you follow AI and art and you don't know who Refik Anadol is, then this episode is for you. And if you're already familiar with his work, then this episode is definitely for you too. So, who is Refik Anadol? He's not just an artist, he's a storyteller of data, a sculptor of light, and a pioneer who has redefined what art can mean in the age of algorithms. Refik Anadol transforms raw data, memories, nature, even the patterns of our dreams into living, breathing experiences powered by AI. Born in Istanbul and now based in Los Angeles, Refik has taken the world by storm with his groundbreaking works. His projects have lit up the Las Vegas sphere, turned the walls of the Guggenheim into architectural canvases, and reimagined museum spaces, from MoMA to the Centre Pompidou with data-driven dreams. From the Walt Disney Concert Hall in LA to the Serpentine Galleries in London, his pieces have been shown in some of the most iconic cultural spaces on Earth. Refik calls his medium data paintings, vast collections of information transformed into immersive worlds where audiences don't just see art, they step inside it. His pieces explore memory, culture, nature, and the relationship between humans and machines in ways that feel poetic, futuristic, and deeply human at the same time. And the world has taken notice. In 2025, Time named him in its prestigious Time 100 AI list, and he designed the magazine's AI cover, created by training his studio's model on decades of archival covers, released online as a looping living digital artwork. It was a milestone moment, cementing him as one of the leading voices at the intersection of technology and culture. Now he's preparing to open Dataland, the world's first dedicated AI art museum in Los Angeles, a space built to explore what machine creativity can do when it's ethical, data-driven, and accessible to the public. And here's why it matters for us. Refik isn't stopping with the West. He's already in talks to bring his AI-driven art experiences to India, giving Indian audiences the chance to step inside this new era of imagination. For our 50th episode of Point Break, it feels only fitting that we bring you a voice that represents bold imagination, fearless innovation, and the blending of art and AI like never before. This is Refik Anadol. To start off with, Refik, firstly, congrats on making it to the Time 100 AI. So let's start with that itself. I saw the cover, a beautiful one. Can you just tell me what went behind the cover, the whole process of how that was made?
Yeah, so when the Time team invited for this, of course, as an artist, I work with archives. I have lots of love and respect for archives. I believe archives are incredibly important data sets. So our work is not necessarily downloading data and just do things with data. We always collaborate with
Yeah.
these incredible archives. And to me, like Time archives are one of the most important last 100 years. These covers represented the anxieties, the problems, the wars, conflicts, celebration, discoveries, like Nobel laureate, like scientific breakthroughs. They truly captured the Earth, the humanity's journey for last 100 years. So when I think about this collaboration, first of all, it's an honor. Like Andy Warhol and many other artists experimented with this idea. I thought that what will happen if we can create this AI system. As you know, we have an AI research called Large Nature Model. We dedicate our research to create an AI model about nature. And we thought that what will happen if our AI model goes and look at these amazing Time magazine archives and find the jobs that doesn't exist. So imagine those are the artworks that are technically new job titles that doesn't exist. Like there's biological neuroscientist that like finds way of curing cancer. There's biologist that understands the ocean waves so better that finds a solution for Alzheimer's because of frequencies. There's this incredible amount of like exciting jobs that doesn't exist but may exist soon. So what I like this a lot is how we can reframe potential problem for humanity into a solution, and how can we find light, brightness, and still hope, joy, and inspiration. And this is always my compass when I start a project. I try to look at this from that perspective, not becoming a visual thinker, not a positive thinker, pretty much a reasoning person, um, but work hard to find that bright side of this future that is expecting us.
All right. All right, Refik. So, can you just walk me through the whole process of making this, say from the data set selection to the model training?
Yeah,
I mean, is it a model in-house? I mean, what kind of
yeah.
models do you use? If you
Models
can
are
just throw that.
Yeah, the molds are in-house. So we have this almost now 2 years of research. We work with NVIDIA, we work with Google, we work with
Yeah.
Blackforest Labs friends. So we have been working with these incredible teams to like understand how to generate this exciting research. Thanks to our Google friends, we found a sustainable compute, which allows us to
Mhm.
create amazing experiences by using renewable energy. And with NVIDIA friends, we had this amazing AI research on hardware and software. So we have a significant research going on in the studio. So we are pretty much deep researchers in our fields. And then the time data team allowed us to like download the entire data set of the entire archive, which is an incredible start. And then we use our AI model to like caption, understand those covers, like what is on it, who is on it, what is it saying, what is the meaning.
Yeah.
And then we have this text model based on the nature articles, and we also have an image model based on the nature images. So we blend this multimodal research into a new form of artwork making.
Got it. And the final output, how much of it would you say is, say, algorithmic versus human curated?
I mean, it's pretty much human created because I learned that there is almost not too much, direct results of the outputs. And I always say that our work is half human, half machine, human machine collaboration. I believe that the future should be truly co-creating with machines. And it's kind of these warm-ups, like basically how to like be in that exciting and innovative space without losing our
Mhm.
quality of thinking, without losing our ethics, without losing our compass, without losing our
That's true.
ethical and nature-friendly approach. So I always follow these paths, and regardless of data, I always find a way to make it, right from my humble perspective.
Got it. And so you would say there would be iterations of the output. Say you would look into it, you would want it a certain way, so you'd run it again. Is that how it works?
Sometimes, sometimes I spend so much time on, human curation is as sometimes as long as data curation, because first of all, to use data in our work, I sometimes spend with my team 3 4 1 year. So data curation can be a long time, requires a lot of thinking, a lot of like detailing, a lot of understanding. So we spend a lot of time in data curation. On the other hand, what makes the work unique is after AI creates the output, we don't stay there. For me, the art just starts after that, meaning those outcomes, text, image, sound, smell, whatever the medium is, video, I spend much more time on it with the team right after that. So
All right.
this is like how can I say? It's my understanding that the work of imagination with machines is very different than just intellectually staying on our own, hand skills or human agency skills. So it's a very
Mhm.
different space.
Got it. And on the compute part of it, I'm sure all of this requires a lot of GPUs. Uh, so do you think in the future we're going to face some form of constraint with the GPU requirement?
What I'm seeing from the world's attempt of understanding the computation is a little bit different. I see that the quality of improvements with supercomputers, superclusters. I mean, I feel like almost everyone is trying to give one GPU per person, like something like that happening.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm. understanding high level, um,
Hmm.
but not sure the speed of it, how accessible it is, how affordable it is. I don't know. I don't have a visibility. But what I know is if AI means anything and everything, it has to be for anyone and everyone. It has to be affordable. So we have an AI foundation, nonprofit, our own foundation, where we are exploring affordable AI because I believe it will be another important thing, how to be sure that AI is accessible, not necessarily out of our controls and too hard to reach. So I can see those days coming, and that's why in our research we are doing this positive work on affordable AI, so that we have an accessibility to this incredible technology.
Got it, Rafi. Now I want to understand your personal journey. How did it begin for you?
The beginning of me. I mean, I was super fortunate to grow up in a beautiful family of teachers. So I learned to learn very early ages. I was 8 years old when I get my first computer, Commodore, and start playing games. And I never stopped, like, playing games and understanding that type of imagination. And I watched my first science fiction movie at the same age. And my understanding is that that changed my perception of life, what an android means, like what is, downtown Los Angeles, flying cars next to a media facade. I still, that is a very clear vision of, understanding what the future could be. And then I focus media architecture, the idea of embedding data and AI into architecture. But Istanbul was very powerfully important. I saw a beautiful side of, where the east and west connects, where the like water blends, like, continents. And so much inspiration from both my family and also the Istanbul itself.
Right. And Istanbul, especially surrounded by rich cultural history.
Yes,
Do you think
yes.
that has also shaped the way you see data and memory in your work?
Absolutely. I see a lot of connection with my heritage, with my I will say the region where Turkey is from across the world, actually, where the Silk Road is connected, like, to Europe. It's the city of Istanbul, to me, has these incredible layers of life, incredible layers of history in the city, that you can feel that many, 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 many lives and many, many, many people like went through those like incredible paths of life. So that feeling is so powerful. And I believe I still like in the same mindset. I'm trying to find the language of humanity, a form of like language that maybe we didn't know that we have.
Mhm.
And I'm chasing that through light and data and AI. Maybe one day that can connect that what we have been missing.
Terrific. And in this whole journey, what do you see as your biggest challenge when you're navigating through this AI art space?
My biggest challenge, I will say, really navigating in the art world. So one thing that I remember 2008 when I coined the data painting, I still remember in my class there was this very deep discussion with Peter Weibel, who was the director of a museum in Germany called ZKM. It was the very first media art institution. It was, supporting people like myself using technology, art, and science. So what was really inspiring to me that he said it will take a lot of time to convince that there is a world in your mind, that in your mind's eye you see a world, and to convince the world that that world exists, you have to make it happen. You have to take your dreams to reality. So since that day, I define success is taking my dreams to reality. But nobody told me that artwork is not easy to change, and nobody told me that like you can't just assume an idea and then next morning you have like people. So it took a lot of time to like practice this field, and especially our work at MoMA, Guggenheim, Pompidou, like these
Yeah.
museums, huge important. Like I don't know how important they are. So MoMA exhibition 2 years ago, I think was a big breakthrough moment for me and our studio. That project truly teach me and our team what does it really mean to represent it in one of the best museum in the world. We received close to 3 million people. We had 38 minutes approximate viewing experience. It was fascinating. The world, like, I mean, I was getting messaging from everywhere on earth. An incredible response. And same for Guggenheim Bilbao project. We did an exhibition.
Yeah.
We received almost 1 million people in just half year. And then
Wow.
like more than 400 something art. It's just an incredible positive response. And or Serpentine Gallery show in London. So these are like back to back, give me this hope of when we push forward the medium, when we create a new form of art, when you just reimagine what art could be, there's an incredible possibilities. The hardest challenge, how to define this new world and how to do it not yourself, egocentric, but for the public, for society, and join the forces between the best museums in the world. That was the hardest part of this.
Correct. And from the society and customer end, do you see a challenge in making them understand your vision or the work that you're putting out?
I'm happy to say that that is not anymore so much concern because we have this beautiful audience around our work. I mean, Guggenheim project recently, as I said, in Venice Biennale architecture, and we have a piece at Kunsthaus Zurich in Switzerland. Like we have many artworks across the world. So I'm very grateful that our audience is, understanding the meaning and the purpose behind the work. But most importantly, our works always comes with process. I always demystify our work, where data comes from, which like algorithms we use and why. We always, but always demystify, and we never keep things alone from the like or lonely or disconnected. That transparency actually is a fascinating technique of communication. While it creates some copycats, I see some people like doing that, but it's after a while. I think you just don't want to worry about that. But it's the only way to pioneer the idea, but also make sure the society is connected with you. So you're not in your like a bubble of like egocentric ideas. That was a very good learning.
Refik. And since you brought up the copycat bit, I mean, I just wanted to ask you about your take on the AI copyright discussions that has been happening. You've seen artists filing lawsuits. I mean, what is your take on it? What is actually happening? What are they doing wrong? Or have people got it wrong?
I mean, first of all, before AI, I have human copycats. Like, I want to be very honest. I want to be super from my heart. I have certain people that took my ideas. I saw them like turn them into something. They try to monetize it. So it's a human thing. I see people like already doing that. But I also hear these people who have a concern because I know that they don't want to touch someone else's work. They want to be authentic. They want to be original. They want to be like pioneer. I can understand that mindset very well. But for me, the only way to solve this problem is artist has to collect their own data and train their own models. I don't see a B plan. This is the only way. But this is a very expensive idea, what I said. It's a very resourceful. It has to be supported by incredible people. It has to be like funded by pioneers and visionaries. It's very hard. But I can completely understand the mindset of an artist who has been concerned. On the other hand, it's really hard to define what does inspiration means. Like, can I, as a human, inspired by AI, does AI have a right to read, learn, watch, speak? Like, there's a lot of discussions coming over the years. And what I know is, what is coming soon is, I know that we will question the reality, we will question creativity, and I believe we will need a new name for this feeling. I am calling it generative reality, in a new form of reality, not virtual reality, not XR, but a new form of reality. So I'm pretty confident that we will find so many new ways of looking life, understanding life, and reframe this new world.
Good. And calling your work, uh, say, AI dreams, machine dreams, how is Rafik's dreams actually like?
I mean, I'm dreaming nature a lot. So I have lots of daydreaming in nature. I have a huge love and respect for nature. And with my partner and wife, as soon we are traveling across the world to just really understand the world. So I dream humanity's beautiful places, locations, experiences. I have a huge love and respect for understanding new cultures. I'm very close with the family Yavanava. They are from Amazonia and Acre. They're an incredible indigenous people. They're almost my spiritual family. I have a huge love and respect to them. And I'm learning a lot about their culture, life in Amazonia. So when I dream and I really like deep dive in these incredible worlds that we don't know, we have no understanding of that type of ancestral wisdom is a fascinating place. And I also inspired by a lot in architecture and cinema, lots of love and respect for these mediums. So I'm very deep in those like research mode, enjoy mode, however you call it.
Kind. So do you think in the future there will be a specific AI art based out of cinema, out of 100 years of movies, anything like that in the card? So right now your focus is stay on nature. I mean, you made those kind of AI art. Do you think there would be one with out of cinemas and movies that has been made in the last so many years of Hollywood or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of love and respect for Inharitu, Del Toro. I've been understanding a lot their cinema. I have a lot of respect for documentary field. I'm trying to understand a lot about how cinema feels, how it intellectually captures our imagination. So, in being in Los Angeles, you can imagine there's incredible
Yeah.
here. We host in our studio pioneers, Ang Lee again in Haritu and Del Toro, and these are like John Favreau. These are like incredible people that I have lots of respect. So yeah.
And Rafik, is there any data set that affected you emotionally when you were working on it? Maybe even more than your final artwork?
Yes, I think my most emotional artwork is Melting Memories, which is behind me. Unfortunately,
Wow.
I lost my uncle from Alzheimer's. And
Oh,
it
I'm
was
so
a
sorry.
very heavy learning to me that almost 9 years ago, when I was in Istanbul, I learned that he had already in a certain stage. And that was the moment I got so inspired with the idea of how important the moment of remembering. And I work with my team and an amazing professor, Adam Gesley, and he allowed me and my team to learn how to record data from the mind and the body. And we were able to classify the moment of remembering without breaching privacy. It's all about like what exactly the moment is. That project is to me one of the most emotional project we ever created.
Okay, that's very beautiful, Rafik. And just coming to the end of it, just a couple of questions more. Uh, Looking into the future, what role do you see AI art would be playing in the mainstream cultural institutions?
I think the world is 100% in this incredible change. I think AI is not just technology. AI is not just a tool. I see AI is a force and it's a powerful force. I think if we blend it with bad, it becomes a bad force. If you blend with good, it becomes a good force. If you blend with creativity, it becomes a creative force. So it's kind of a mirror for humanity. And I feel like this will transform a lot of people, a lot of cultures. And you know, and as I mentioned, I always have the same compass, how AI should be for humanity. I try to be sure that this is understood by anyone and everyone, so we don't have a gap between people, right? That doesn't like miss this opportunity or misunderstand it or have hysteria or paranoia because not well understood. So I think these are important responsibilities. I believe we are not responsible for actions, but we are responsible for reactions. So I feel like that is where my work, our studio's role is for our reaction to AI for humanity.
Refik. And what next for you? What are your projects in the pipeline?
Dataland, our AI museum is our next big project. I'm so excited and I'm so nervous and I'm so happy. So we have mixed feelings, like several months left to open our doors. On my one hand, I know that it will be an amazing new journey for understanding this form of art finally in a much advanced way. I think we invented the world's most advanced technological museum, I will say, given its AI and data and compute and all that incredibly complex pipelines is implemented. So I'm excited to just invent new feelings and new beginnings. So I'm dying to host everyone in Los Angeles to show this new form.
Oh, I wish I was there. Would have loved to be part of it. And Refik, just one last question. Anything on the Indian market? Do you see a future where maybe we get to see your work here?
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of great dialogues between some of the major collectors in India. So I'm guessing that they are very happy to bring our work. And I'm so happy we have a wonderful also supporters and partners of the museum, Arti Lokia and her incredible family. And I know that she's a great patron of arts. And I know that there's a couple of more wonderful artists and collectors that we are in touch with.
Okay, so that's good news for us. Well, thank you so much, Refik. Thank you for your time. I've been wanting to talk to you for over a year, so I'm super excited and super happy that.
Thank you for waiting. I appreciate you so much for waiting.
Refik Anadol reminds us that art is not static. It's alive, it's learning, and it's evolving with us. From his early days in Istanbul, inspired by science fiction and architecture, to today, where his data paintings light up MoMA, the Guggenheim, and the Las Vegas Sphere, his journey has been about taking dreams and making them real. His philosophy is simple yet radical. Art should not be confined to walls. It should breathe, remember, dream, and most importantly, connect. That's why he spends years curating data, shaping it with AI, and then reworking the output with his human touch, ensuring that his art is always half machine, half human, but fully human in meaning. Refik is proof that AI in art is not just about algorithms. It's about humanity, memory, and imagination. For our 50th episode of Point Break, we couldn't have asked for a better guest. That's all we have on this episode of Point Break. I'm Vandana Nair, and I'll be back with more such interviews that shape reality and AI in ways we could never imagine. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious, and think AI, think AIN.